This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Today we're dealing with a Miele dishwasher that isn't heating up, so we want to make sure we unplug the appliance. And the reason the Miele dishwasher won't heat up most commonly is due to a heater relay. So this video teaches us how to check that and also how to replace it. So we've already unplugged it. Now we're going to drain away all the water, and right now we're seeing that the water level looks good. It's as high as this filter handle. If the water isn't high enough, that may be one reason why it isn't heating up. So this one looked fine. We're going to drain out all the water, and then we're going to use this little turkey baster to get the water out of the sump. That's the part underneath the filter. So we don't want any water in the dishwasher, so we're going to turn it on its side. So we got it outside of the cabinet. And now we're taking out these screws that hold on the bottom panel. These are Torx 15 screws. There's 4 of them. There's one here near the rear leg. Here's another one near the other rear leg. And then there's 2 in the front, the same size screw. And if we take those out, then we can take off the bottom panel. And then we have really easy access to the relay. So I'm going to get this screw out. I just had to take that bracket out of the way first so I have clear access to the screw. So we get that out of there, lift up on that, so we have access to that screw. We're going to spin that out. Again, it's a Torx 15 bit. And now, with all the 4 screws out, we can take off that bottom panel, and then we'll have really easy access. So this shouldn't take you too long to get to this point in the repair. So we get that panel out of the way, and then we're going to see where the relay is. So here's our relay. This is the one that isn't working. We suspect that this is the reason we're not getting any heat. So we're going to be replacing that. Pretty easy to take this out, by the way. You just push it on that tab and it just slides right out. And here is the new part. Here's the part number from Miele. You can get this from Miele USA. And then I'm just checking the old one with my voltmeter. And on the first 2 terminals I get 0. Second 2 terminals I get 0. And then on the last set of terminals I'm getting a reading. So we're going to take a look at that. So the reading we got on the last set of terminals was 8.75. Now on the new relay we got 8.64. So actually, I'm sorry, we got 8.74 on the new relay and 8.64 on the old one. So the resistance value was a little bit better on the new one. And we put the new relay back into position, and we're taking the terminals off of the heater. This is the heater, and we're going to test its resistance value to make sure that the heater is not damaged. Because it's not heating up, we want to test 3 things: the heater itself and the relay. So we got 11.2, 11.3, that's great. So we know the heater's okay, the heater element is intact. We're going to take out the sensor now. We're taking the electrical connector off of the sensor, and then we're going to test it by putting our voltmeter on the 2 terminals. I'm going to actually pull out this whole sensor. I'm just going to slide it out of its rubber grommet by wiggling it out, and then I'll test its resistance value too. Because one of these things is keeping it from heating. Usually it's the relay that we replace. So here's the sensor. We're getting 10.5, right around 10.53. That's great. So we got that on those 2 terminals and the sensor. So we know the sensor's good. So we'll go ahead and put that back in. We'll put the little connector back on. And let's take a look now at the old relay. We're going to take the case off of it. We're going to look at these terminals. Look at these points. They look terrible. They're full of carbonation from sparking. And that's why when the controller wanted the machine to heat up, it never heated up, because these terminals were so dirty and so corroded, it wasn't sending any power to the heater. And we weren't ever getting any steam, we weren't ever getting any heat, and the dishwasher was not cleaning. So now with the new relay, we've solved the problem. We're just putting the screws back into the bottom plate, putting it all back together, and basically we'll get it back on its feet, get it back in the cabinet, and then just hook everything back up. So there's those 4 screws that hold on the bottom plate, 2 in the front, and then 2 near the back legs. We're putting in these brackets that hold the kick panel into position. We'll get those back where they were. And then we're just going to get the machine on its feet and back in the cabinet. And that's it. We solved the problem. It was the heater relay. So thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe when you get a chance.